Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back to Hearthstone. Let's hop in. What are we gonna trade? I think we've got a Tavern Brawl to do. Let's get rid of this 40 for something better. Ooh, good. So the only thing we even have to play as is the Druid and then win 7 games in any mode. So let's just run into the Tavern Brawl and play as Druid. Let's see, what is the Tavern Brawl? Clone Ball. The Legends of Azeroth are playing Clone Ball. Your team of random legends, each clone 4 times. Interesting. So, where are you, Druid? Right there. And let's play. So, I don't know what this is actually going to hand me. Just legendary cards randomly? 4 copies of it? Doesn't that mean almost certain that a lot of times you're only going to be able to play on your 10th turn?
Victory or death! I must protect the wild.
So Nate Pagel, I guess, is a good card to start with. There's only one, like 1-star legendary that I know of. The next legendary you play and all other copies cost 3 less. Interesting. Whenever you target this menu, spell deal 3 random to a random enemy.
I can wait and fish all day. Job's done.
I guess that's the right move. So, Mirror's Edge Catalyst is out. Sadly, people seem hot on it to begin with, but then a little bored of it later on. Well, see, that's an interesting decision there. Wish I had this card I could play. Getting a bunch of those would certainly make everything a lot cheaper. So, when I get around to Mirror's Edge Catalyst, I still want to play it, but the reviews kind of do point to it not being something where you'd want to 100% it. But then again, I am also kind of a lunatic as far as that's concerned, because I'm still playing Lego The Hobbit and trying to get 100% on that when that game is so buggy. I should have given up like 10 hours into it. Speaking of Lego, well, also I want to say I am going to have to give up after a certain point of recording Lego The Hobbit. I thought about having boss disguises since we got that so late in the game and running through all of the free play again to record footage of me grinding to 10 billion. I thought about doing it, but no, it's just not realistic. That series doesn't need to go on an extra like week or 2 simply for a dumb for like
who knows what secrets will uncover.
Simply just because I need to grind. So there'll be a bunch of stuff I'll just do off screen. How come this guy hasn't triggered once?
For the wilds.
I guess I've been just really, really unlucky. So, but the other thing about Lego is Lego Dimensions next set is out. The main story expansion. So there's been a lot of level packs, there's been a lot of team packs. Leave those all to the side. There has only been 2 main stories. The first one was Gandalf Wildstyle and Batman from the Lego Movie, which is a different Batman from Lego Batman, in a weird way. 3, 4, or 5 Murlocs. There's 4 Morlocks
Your
down.
history.
And so the first
For
story
the
is
wild.
them running through different worlds,
Job's done.
trying to defeat it. So that's kind of like Lego Dimensions, the actual story. And then you could get level packs that would unlock smaller level areas where there really isn't a lot of things. So you expect it to be about 2 or 3 times the length of a single level in a regular Lego game, not an entire Lego game in itself. Are any of these beasts? No. Deal 4 damage, draw a card.
What to do?
By the power of Ragnaros, I have power!
I don't know if I'm gonna win this. This game we're playing right now is a little too crazy to tell. Rogues do it. The next Lego pack though that I was gonna talk about after Lego Dimensions is the female Ghostbusters reboot thing. I mean, you have to call it the female Ghostbusters because, I mean, or the Ghostbusters reboot, I guess I just need to train myself to call it that, but honestly, since they were so focused on it being all females, I don't think it's inaccurate or wrong to say it is the female Ghostbusters. Not when the creators themselves are super into that.
I can wait and fish all day.
So that's the new expansion, and it comes with a decent amount of actual Legos to change the portal. So the Lego Dimensions portal is now going to look like a Chinese restaurant that apparently is in the Ghostbusters movie. And it's only going to be Ghostbusters story, and it's going to be the equivalent of what we're used to as far as Lego games. So I have to really wonder, are we approaching the end of Lego games? Like,
The thrill of the hunt!
particularly for me, because they don't have Lego Dimensions on PC. So I can't do anything there. I mean, I until I am set up, until I've spent like probably $500 plus to have the ability to record from the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, I can't play Lego Dimension games at all. And so if Telltale, I mean not Telltale, but TT Games is now refusing to make any Lego games at all that aren't connected to the Dimensions and Toys to Life element, and they're refusing to bring it to PC, then what do I do? Seriously, this may be the just end of it for me.
Consume you. Let the dog consume you.
Which I guess is a easy enough way
Your history.
to solve the Lego
Beastie!
problem on my channel. I'll just play all the old Lego games and say, well, they're not making anymore. It seems very weird that they're also focusing on the Ghostbusters as their next thing. And we know that Star Wars The Force Unleashed is going to be a standard Lego game, so that may be the last one though. That may be very well the last one. Inherently, I think if you just not knowing the actual length or quality of
I can wait and fish all day.
of the Lego Dimensions game, I have to really wonder if
In time.
No one.
Just in time.
Chaos!
I screwed myself over there. Anyways, let's get out of this deck because I don't see any reason to play the Tavern Brawls more. That doesn't, for Tavern Brawl, just giving us a bunch of legendaries. It's a good way to play all the legendaries if you've never played them, but not even a great way at that. Well, I did the 5-card pack opening video, and I see no reason to do a 10-card pack opening video, and it certainly doesn't make a lot of sense to sit here and wait for 50 cards that way. I suppose if I didn't have any cards I needed, if classic set was completely full, then that would make sense. So let's see how much dust do we get from that. For all 5 of those cards, we get a massive 40 dust, I believe. So crafting mode, just standard cards, classic here. So if I had 2 of every single one of these cards, which I don't, obviously, I could see at that point just saying, well, every time we do a Tavern Brawl, that's just going to go in the pile. There's no reason to open it one by one. But at opening packs now, there is at least a little bit of a chance of getting a legendary. And honestly, even if I did have 2 of everything, opening a pack still has a chance of getting the legendary, which would get a 16 or 800 dust to disenchant. So yeah, that would probably still be a decent thought to continue opening the packs just to get dust until I have everything of everything. That would be my next guess. Let's switch here to no deck mode, turn that off. I could have been a little bit more efficient here. Let's try to get up to 18 on ranked, I guess. So, other things that have been announced for the Lego thing before E3. Mission Impossible is going to have some characters. Sonic's going to have some characters. The A-Team.
Malfurion versus
At the very end, they had
Victory or death!
I must
Golem
protect
from
the wild.
The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit going, my precious, with the gold ring, and Sonic ran in and grabbed it. But then they didn't mention anything for Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit as either a character pack or a level pack, which kinda sucks because that one in particular needs a full-on remake. Of course, you can't really. It's not been long enough time for people to forget, but after a while, if they remade some of their good Lego games, they should just sneak in a Lego Lord of the Rings and Hobbit game that's good. If they can do it, I think they can, but they gotta put some work into it, and I kind of am wondering if they're not willing to anymore. If they see more profit by just selling the character packs, which just are character models that go into the basic game. More and more for story mode, that means that only you're gonna have to play the same limited number of levels over and over again with new characters. And then they're introducing battle arenas, which are something, it gives a gold base to all the characters now. So that kind of sucks too, because I kind of wish there was a gold base on all of the
Behold the rage of the Firelands.
will you be able to destroy this? I don't think he will be good. I wish there was a gold base on all of them, or at least that it was uniform one way or the other. So, I don't know what the LEGO games are gonna do. Oh man, darn it.
Another night on the prowl.
Play that with stealth.
The land serves me.
Gain another empty mana crystal. So, what's weird is I open a bunch of tabs for things that I want to read or that interest me, and there's so little that actually makes it to the conversation.
Elune, guide my lance.
Let's give this +4 in taunt. So, like, another game that's wasn't really interested in, Dangerous Golf, came out to a little fanfare and seems like it's a half-finished game from what I've heard. It kind of looked like a half-finished concept from what I've heard. So it's not great news for the game industry that a week before E3, really less than a week now, the games that are coming out are not doing as well as they should.
Bathe in flames.
This guy's gonna get powered up every time. So, we know that Cyan is about to release Abduction, and I've said that that game looks like it's mostly walking simulator from what they've shown. They've really not shown any gameplay or interactions at all, and I'm not sure the game has anything. Abduction, 3 years ago, got $1.3 million to make that game. You know, that kinda does seem like that would be a walking simulator level of production if you're not going to, if you don't have the right people doing it. There you go, +4 attack. This is ridiculous, but I have to do this.
For the wild. For the wild.
I'm gonna lose.
Job done.
I'll let it get out of control. But I don't even think most of that was my actions. I think he just played well. So we'll do well played.
Well played.
A fight!
So I'm anxious to see if Cyan can make a good game. I really put it just on the list though of like what else could happen. I mean, I put it, no, gosh, man. Focus. I put it on the list of created old games that were great, but not capable of making good games that are good. Current games that are good. So, cautiously, very, very cautiously optimistic about Abduction. That being said, and the reason I bring this up again, is the artist who worked on Myst 1, I think, and then kind of moved on to other companies like Command and Conquer and stuff, which I think was EA. So
Malfurion versus
he didn't just stay with Cyan and make
Let the
this 2,
hunt
3, 4,
begin.
5.
I must protect the wild.
Kickstarting a game called Zed, or meaning Z in most languages, most other English-speaking languages besides United Statesian. I don't even know how to say that. You go United States English? You can't say American English because Canadians use Zed. You can't say English in general. British people use Zed. Almost everybody uses Zed. Anyways, the art on that looks very, very much like the Mechanical Age in some places, and somewhat like the Forest Age in some places of Mist, and I'm like, oh, this looks like it could be a new Mist. Let's see. I don't really want that guy. I'll take this guy, I guess. And in my turn. So, yeah, I hope it succeeds. And I hope it turns into a game. Am I financially going to back a game? No. I don't think, as a video game critic, I can ever do that. Really. Yeah, it's an easy excuse to make, but honestly, I think as a video game critic, it would be a conflict of interest to be a critic and then back a game. So just sorry, can't do it, and because I'm talking about it, it does not mean I'm promoting it. This is still Kickstarted. There's still a significant chance that it will never happen at all.
The end is coming!
But I'd like to see it succeed. That's all I can say. It actually showed some levers moving around. It actually showed walking around, or both the trailers kind of are just the camera flying around, but I'm assume more that in Abduction it was a smoother cinematic camera flying around, whereas in Zed it looked like it was much more a character model walking around. We saw some levers flipping and such, and it was pretty high ratio too of how much it seemed like was done. These weren't just like concept art. It looks like it's closer to being done than one might think. Or help with taunt. There we go. So that's an interesting possibility. I would like to see at least one Myst-like game come out and succeed in the next couple of years. We had The Witness, and then The Witness was kind of a disappointment, I would say, if you wanted a Myst-like game.
To my side.
There was an island, certainly. There was puzzles, certainly, in The Witness, but the way the puzzles were implemented, maybe it was a smarter move and more approachable for some people, but
I
then
don't have
even
enough mana.
at that argument, it falls apart because there's going to still be a huge number of people that would never play
For the
the
wild.
Myst or The Witness. So I don't think you can really encourage that many people to get into puzzle games if they aren't interested in playing puzzle games at all. So I don't know. The worst part of The Witness, of course, is there's really no story in it other than this pretentious ambiance that maybe there is a story in it when there isn't. that there might be some secret deeper meaning into it, and I'm like, nope, there isn't. Yeah, I was talking to an artist that just paints very basic things and consciously at least has no deeper meaning in any of their artwork, and they were saying, yeah, people say there's all these extra elements and things in my paintings, and it's just not there. They're just making it up, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that sounds about right. That's art interpretation for you. Certainly, some artists do put deeper meanings in their work, but some don't. Sometimes a vase is just a vase.
Hello.
What else? Let's see. As far as the video game goes. Well, Blizzard is not going to allow Facebook to allow people to use Facebook to log in for Overwatch, and I'm sure Hearthstone and other people. Let's see. Will this work? We're gonna try. Which, I mean, I totally suggest against it. That seems like a really dumb idea to tie. It's a really dumb idea to do anything with Facebook. It's even dumber to start tying your other services into Facebook. The last thing I want to see is that expand into something else, where all of a sudden people on Facebook are just getting Hearthstone invites. Your friend is playing Hearthstone right now. Come play, come play. Or all your friends on Facebook are all of a sudden in Blizzard's hands, or even worse, by far, all of your friends on Blizzard's account their information is now just handed to Facebook. Neither scenario is good. So I hope nobody takes advantage of that. It doesn't even make sense from a security perspective, because Blizzard has two-factor authentication and Facebook has two-factor authentication. It might make sense if you're on a website where you could log in with your Facebook credentials and then have to have two-factor authentication because the website itself didn't. But I don't know if that scenario ever actually has happened. So I've got 4 1/1 saplings. In the next turn, I could play this and give everybody +2 and hit the face.
Well met.
That would be interesting.
The end is coming!
Alright. So I'm gonna play this, and then this, and then attack, and attack, attack.
For the wilds.
6 to the face. There we go. In the turn. He did counter my Savage Roar a little bit, but not much. So was there any other video game news? Watch Dogs 2 has been announced. Does that mean really anything? I don't think it really does. Let's just go ahead and kill this guy. Use both Savage Roars very early in the game instead of save it for a later point. Of course, he could
For the wild.
play any number of cards to get back up to full health. At least a couple of them. So, I never played Watch Dogs. A lot of people were upset with Watch Dogs in that the trailer looked way better than what the actual game looked like. Which is,
my lance.
I suppose,
Another night on
a
the
valid argument, something to be upset about. I heard the character wasn't unlikable. Well, no, wasn't likable, and that it was just kind of a modern day Assassin's Creed with maybe missing a lot of the elements of Assassin's Creed. I doubt in Watch Dogs you're climbing buildings or stabbing people with a hidden blade.
Follow the rules.
What really gets me, and this is probably like a very unfair comparison, but what I would really like is to play Crackdown on the PC way more than I would like to even think about Watch Dogs. And that probably, the two are completely, I would guess, unrelated. But +4 attack. Oh. I thought that was a different... Okay. Go ahead and kill this then.
For a loon.
I thought the card would only give me 4 attack on the hero. So yeah, Watch Dogs 2. The trailer looks kind of fun with the whole hacking stuff. The problem with hacking is when you go down the whole list of hacking games in the entire history of video games, they either become very console-based, realistic hacking games that are sometimes fun for a little while, but probably not super fun for a long haul, or they are, or it goes the other direction and it's just a quote-unquote hacking game where all you do is run up and press X to hack, or maybe do some small mini-game. Now, hacking mini-games in particular are fine, because it could be any mini-game and just call it hacking is fine. Like the Fallout 4 hacking minigame is a great example of that. That's not really hacking at all, but heck, call it hacking if you want.
Let me
But trying to have a whole game around it is also a kind of difficult thought to pull off, because this isn't the real world of hacking. Is not Hackers, the 80s movie. It's not running around on skateboards and taking over billboards. It's pouring over code and spending a lot of time and a lot of effort to find vulnerabilities. Let's see. Let's get rid of this one. But that doesn't really stop them from making a Hackers, the movie, video game, and that would probably be very fun. It really just depends on how you put the story. Like the Hackers movie, there needs to be a clear bad guy, and there needs to be some ridiculousness to it, and tongue-in-cheek type mentality.
Job's done.
So, tentatively gonna have my eye on Watch Dogs. Like, Watch Dogs 1 is 50% off right now. If during the Steam Summer Sale it goes down a little bit more than that, right now it's about $12. If it went down below 10, and I can compare it to all the other things on sale, then I might get Watch Dogs 1 and try and get in time for that. There's a couple games recently I have not gotten in time. They've just been announced really shortly.
Let me think.
Then there's things like the season 3 of The Walking Dead, but I've already sworn off not. I'm not willing to do.
The rage of the Firelands.
I'm just not willing to play any Telltale games like that until all the episodes are out. So instead of spending an effort,
All upon us.
instead of spending money on the Walking Dead season 3, maybe I'll get the Michonne if it's on sale. Maybe I would get the Minecraft story mode if it's still on sale. There's only like 3 Lego games left that I can even purchase, so I'll see if they get down to a decent price. I'll definitely try and get at least 2 or 3 Assassin's Creed games. It's still too early to play Assassin's Creed 2 since we're next to Assassin's Creed 1, but I also kind of scheduled that in a weird way, so it probably wouldn't be too early for me to play Assassin's Creed 1. If I could get some of the other Resident Evils, it might be a thought, but I have 3 Resident Evils and haven't touched any of them, so I don't think that would be a great idea. If there's some kind of announcement at E3
Bathe in flames.
where we are actually down to, let's see, I should have killed it with that.
For the wilds.
Oh well.
Nothing but ash.
If they announce a new Skyrim, well, Elder Scrolls game, then that kind of pushes everything out of the way from playing Skyrim, which would kind of suck. Maybe I could get it in time. I don't think I'd ever play Fallout 3 at this rate. I'd have to just have a lot of extra free time and no other games coming out. I don't think I'll ever play Fallout New Vegas for that reason. I don't think I'll probably even play Fallout 4 until maybe Fallout 5 is announced. So that's certainly gonna save some time as far as gameplay. Let's see. Double check how long we've been going. Almost an episode's length. We're gonna have to go another episode.
Move quickly.
He's keeping me well under control. But he's gonna start winning real fast. This.
I can't.
Discover a minion. Taunt. Taunt. For each enemy minion. Don't have anything
The gates
there.
are open.
Attack. Attack.
For the wilds.
So, fortunately, as far as the Steam sale, I have borrowed is the wrong term. I have begged for enough funds for another year. I think I'll be fine. Income is still wild, but it's wild in a good way right now. But I still have yet to receive that first check, and I don't think I've even gone over $100, so I'm not even like waiting on it. +4 attack.
Well met.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna
Farewell.
survive here.
For the wilds.
It's really a matter of time. So yeah, this approaching 1.5 years into this channel's still not self-sufficient. I was asked to take a survey for YouTube, and then I told them what I really thought. So I'm not so happy about that. They were very intent on trying to say that YouTube was the most innovative video service everywhere. So that obviously is what they'll come out with and try to say later on, is that they're the most innovative ever, and it's like, no, you're not. I mean, it's just not true.
Farewell.
The fact of the matter is, YouTube
Fall
adds
upon us.
very few features in reality. Almost all the features they do add are just pointless changes or unwanted features. Their newest feature that I recall is the cards feature, and that came with the threat of them getting rid of annotations, and they did nothing with it, which is a typical Google thing. They just do nothing with it, and I'm like, no, you're not innovative. You don't have good ideas half the time. I've made suggestions like 2 or 3 times. I've suggested things. It's like, give me this, give me this, give me this, and it's like, maybe it's in the works, but it hasn't been done, and they seem like they would be basic suggestions that somebody would touch upon. And then they're asking, like, does YouTube care about new content creators? I'm like, no, you don't. You only care about people that make you money, your business. Don't even pretend like you aren't. Does YouTube help you get more viewers and gain an audience? I'm like, no, you don't. Obviously, I have no audience, and that's as much me. I could pay for advertising and I could scream it from rooftops, but really, I kind of need YouTube to help a lot more there, suggest it to a lot more people, and it's not happening. And when I look at things that are suggested to me, I don't get suggestions from new people either. I literally don't. When I go to see my suggestions on my YouTube, it's the same channels that I've already subscribed to or that I've already seen a video from. And so the only way I see new videos from new content creators is when it gets posted on something like Reddit. Then when I click on that link and it takes me to YouTube, maybe then that channel will get suggested again. But I don't see random things. I also don't type in very many search phrases into YouTube, so maybe that's it, but I don't know how many people actually do that. I guess I'll go into this rant a little bit more maybe next recording, but yep, I took the survey, told them what I thought. I'm sure nothing will happen from it. Anyways, we've got some more work to do, so we'll come back. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. I hope that helps out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.